Now, it's important to remember that Musk has deep ties to the U.S. intelligence community, and especially the U.S. space program with his role at SpaceX. In the first installment of our new series called Show Notes, where we get the inside scoop on a story in the news, I spoke with our national security correspondent, Charlie D'Agata, about how their feud could impact those ties.
Honestly, the tea leaves were there, right? Because we have two very powerful, very opinionated individuals with their own media branch to express their opinions. And it was inevitable that they wouldn't see eye to eye because there was going to be conflict in Elon. And we had pointed this out at the time when we were trying to write these things up, right? So Elon Musk has got skin in the game. And he still has skin in the game here when you talk about SpaceX and his involvement in missile technology and rocket technology, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He is already here. And then President Trump, with some of the decisions he was making with tariffs, was obviously going to cause friction with some of Elon Musk's business arrangements, especially when it comes to China. You know, there's a very strange relationship here because China is considered the largest threat to U.S. national security. Russia too, but China is the one that everybody here pays attention to because of the expanse, because of how difficult and challenging it might be to engage with China militarily, to use softened words that the Pentagon might use. So China has been recognized as a sort of potential lethal threat and a threat to national security. But then you got Elon Musk, who's got business interests throughout China, and yet he also has access, and this has been a bone of contention too, to classified information here at the Pentagon. And those things don't square.
And I also went on to ask Charlie on how this growing rift could impact operations at the Pentagon. Take a listen.
He has been privy to classified information. I mean, he's supplied, let's face it, some of that classified information. When he's talking about the capabilities of weapon systems and weapons delivery systems, when you talk about the Golden Dome, right, over the United States, that is going to rely heavily on space technology. So that's obviously going to be in his wheelhouse. To my knowledge, and I don't know if this has happened, what you might be talking about is looking in the future, will some of that access to classified information or some of his access to parts of this building, will that soon be restricted because of the tension between the White House and Elon Musk?
Now, the Tesla bought by President Trump is still parked at the White House today, despite reports that the president is considering getting rid of it during his feud with Tesla CEO Elon Musk. Now, Trump promoted Tesla outside the White House back in March after protests against Doge were popping up at Tesla dealerships. Now, a number of dealerships were also vandalized.